A circulating U.S. plan to support dividing the Gaza Strip threatens to turn the enclave into an enforced ghetto and a mass detention site for civilians. The plan, reviewed by Euromed Monitor, is based on dividing Gaza into a green zone covering 53% and a red zone covering 47%. The red zone includes most of the civilian population. The green zone, by contrast, is under full Israeli control and hosts armed groups formed and armed by Israel. The two zones will be separated by a yellow line designated as a military buffer area, in which Israeli forces will apply a shoot-to-kill policy against anyone who approaches or attempts to cross it. The plan is based on transferring the Palestinian population from the red zone to the green zone through various pressure tactics. This is done by creating a coercive environment in the red zone and making access to relative protection and basic services conditional on relocating to designated areas within the green zone. However, to move to the green zone, residents must undergo extensive security screening and vetting. The plan includes the establishment of cities of residential caravans in this area, with each city accommodating around 25,000 people within an area not exceeding 1 square kilometer, surrounded by fences and checkpoints. Entry and exit would be permitted only through security screening, effectively converting these sites into overcrowded detention camps. The design of these proposed cities mirrors the historical model of ghettos, in which colonial and racist regimes confined specific groups to sealed areas surrounded by walls and guard posts, with movement and resources controlled externally, as seen in Europe during World War II. Available information indicates that the engineering units responsible for the plan have already begun preparing designs for the first experimental city in Rafah, pending the securing of funding to commence on the ground implementation. The plan intersects with Israeli efforts to impose full control over the Gaza Strip's coastline, designated on the plan's map as a red zone, and to transform it into a closed area under direct Israeli security and economic domination. This would effectively place Gaza's maritime resources, including fishing waters, gas fields, and existing and potential coastal infrastructure, under Israeli control. Alarmingly, the United States, which is responsible for the plan, is not acting as a mediator or a humanitarian supporter, but as an active party designing a political and operational framework that entrenches occupation, de facto annexation, and forced displacement under the guise of security and humanitarian arrangements. This contravenes Washington's obligations under international law not to recognize or assist illegal situations, and raises serious concerns of complicity in grave violations, including forced population transfer, unlawful seizure of land and resources, and the undermining of the Palestinian people's right to self-determination.